I'm running an experiment today that terrifies the living daylights out of me. I'm gonna be writing for 12 hours straight. No interruptions, no excuses, and I'm so curious to see what I managed to get done in that time because I have no idea. I've been quite burnt out lately and overwhelmed and just I haven't been writing, but I want to see what happens when I am at my desk with nothing getting in the way between me and my writing. So far, I've experimented by trialing different authors' routines. I've tried Brandon Sanderson's routine, Ursula K, Guin's, Schwab, Stephen King's. I'm gonna leave all of those linked up here for you if you wanna check them out. But today, I'm gonna take on a challenge instead because these experiments, every time I do them, I want to discover something about my own creative process that I just didn't know about before. And maybe through you watching this, you'll discover something about your own or something you want to try too. So here's how it's gonna work. I'm gonna be at my desk, or at least in my writing room, because I've got a really comfy armchair over there that I can write with my laptop in. And I'm gonna be here for 12 hours with realistic exceptions to the rule because, you know, I'm still human. Anyway, now it is 6:36. I'm gonna be starting at 7. And I'm gonna keep going until 7 p.m. And I'm gonna be writing or doing something directly related to my manuscript for the entire duration. So things like rereading and editing are allowed. New words are, of course, allowed. Minimal research, but no spirals into the abyss. No spiraling into learning about writing or watching YouTube videos about writing. Those don't count as writing time. Oh, and before I get into it, let me just quickly walk you through how I set myself up for this, because 12 hours of writing doesn't just happen. You have to create the conditions for it. So last night I reread a few pages of my manuscript so I could just drop straight into the story. I've got my outline guiding where the story needs to go, and I've completely cleared my schedule for the day. You know, my partner, my family, everybody knows that I am off limits. The doggo's taken care of, although I am sure he's going to be scratching at the door at some point. I have snacks and water and everything ready, like right here off camera. So that I'm not losing momentum by going to the fridge. I've even meal prepped my meals for today. Notifications are silent, my phone is out of reach and everything. I also cleared my desk last night just so I have nothing here and nothing in my visual vicinity that is distracting me. So the only thing that's standing between me and my words is myself. And that's kind of scary, but also really liberating. And on that encouraging note, let's get started. So my first hour is done, and I have written 661 words, and I've been exhausted, and I've been so grumpy about it, and I struggled with sinking into the scene. But then I just spent some time visualizing it and picturing what comes next. So I feel like that's gonna come easier than this one, because this hour was tough. I was freezing, so I was cuddling up with a hot water bottle for half of it. And yeah, I don't know. It's an ominous start to the day. But I guess, yay, 661 words. Of course, I run into tech problems and my computer is crashing and I need to restart. Oh well. Okay, this hour flew by. I barely noticed. I don't know what my word count was because it's cumulative, so I'm gonna stop mentioning that, but it was over 1,000 words. So I will have the full breakdown once I actually do the math at the end of the experiment, and for now, I'm just writing them down on a little slip of paper. Yeah, having the 3 points that I had to hit for this writing session super helped, rather than having the general idea of what the chapter had to do. So I'm gonna keep doing that. I was also listening to some fairy tale spring magic music. So I've put on some music in the background and that's been great. It felt good. It felt very unsettling, the writing I did now. So I like that feeling. To me, it's a sign that I'm on the right track. It was time for hot cocoa. Oh, also, this is the chapter that's going to finish Act 1. So I'm very excited. All right, so we've got another hour done and my hot water bottle is a lot less hot. Yeah, this is going okay. This is going okay. I'm technically a quarter of the way through with the experiment and it hasn't felt that bad.
Is this a mandatory dog break again? We just had a mandatory dog break. We just did. We just had mandatory doggo pets.
Another hour done. It's going great. I don't want to interrupt for too long, so I'm just going to keep going.
All right, so I'm at the end of my 5th hour doing this and I'm hungry. I was planning to take my first break after 6 hours, but I'm getting hangry here. So I'm so happy. I just finished Act 1 completely and I've got my map for the first part of Act 2. And it's basically the start of the snowball in the rising action. And I'm really excited. I've had minimal interruptions because I'm writing at home and my phone is just on Do Not Disturb far away from me, so that's great. My main interruption was the dog who wanted brushies and pets and everything, and it was wonderful. I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling really excited about this experiment. Maybe these burst experiments do work for me, or maybe it's just the fact that I have shut my door to the world and listened to Stephen King. Okay, food. Nom 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 nom. I'm in full-on carb coma mode and sugar crash mode. I'm so sleepy. Ugh. But, okay, it is now 1. So I've been writing for 6 hours. I've done 6 full hours, yeah. I'm at the stage where my main character is trying, like, picture it as those montage scenes. I think that's what they're called. The scenes in a movie, like in Rocky, where he's just training and getting stronger and getting stronger and getting stronger, and that's the kind of scene I'm in. But the problem is that for her, this part of that scene involves a lot of books and finding research and information and learning. The next part is going to be more hands-on and exciting. So I think I'm going to have to speed this part up because even as a reader, sure, it's great for world building, and I obviously really like the world I've created, but readers don't care. They don't need to have an info dump of the kinds of magic that you could have been studying but is choosing not to. I'll keep drinking water, keep hydrating through this carb coma because it is full on. And I wonder if I'm gonna get a second wind or if it's just gonna be downhill from here.
Oh my goodness. This is our break for the hour. Teeny tiny break. Writing time is getting a little bit complicated with this vibrating, terrified doggo.
So 9 hours done, 3 hours left to go. I'm feeling almost tapped out. Like, I know where the story's going. I've got another conflict scene. It's all building up, and that's been helping keep the momentum alive. but I'm getting very, very tired. I've got 3 hours left. That's quite exciting. This is so much smoother than I thought it would be. Definitely not as manageable as the Stephen King experiment, where I was writing first thing in the morning without a question, but the fact that I got rid of all distractions, minus the dog, so got rid of almost all distractions and have very few things weighing on me right now, I feel helps. So if I put those two things together, it seems like what I need most is to have dedicated time that's protected, that I can't get out of and I don't have an excuse for. Then I just sit there and write and create and focus on the story. And that seems to just be what's working right now. I'm not sure how to translate that into everyday life, but I don't know. It's working. We'll see what I think about this by the end of the experiment. So intense. It was such a beautiful scene. I've been looking forward to writing this scene for ages because it's a really big conflict between two characters, but it's two characters who are in a healthy, loving relationship. It's not a toxic conflict. It's two people just acting out of fear, out of love. I earlier said, I wonder if I'm going to get a second wind. I definitely did this hour. This was fantastic. I've got just 1 hour left. I'm really, really excited for how the story is developing and for how much progress I've made. As of right now, I've written 9,849 words today. And that's insane. I'm gonna have a 10,000 word day. Like, I've never had that before. I'm definitely gonna make it for the last hour. I'm feeling quite excited and buzzing. I am tired, but I'm just really happy that I took on this challenge and that I was able to just shut the door for most of it. Yeah, that's really, it's been really encouraging. We're back in the doggo is terrified of thunderstorms mode. The 12 hours are done, and before I locked in this morning, I just thought that this would be very hard. I thought this would be almost impossible. I thought that I would cave. I thought that I would not get much writing done. I did have interruptions because somebody was terrified today. What actually happened was I got a lot of words done. I made a lot of progress on my story. Progress I'm actually really proud of. And I wrote so much more than I thought. I wrote for almost the entire 12 hours. I did have breaks, for food, for bathrooms, and all the other human stuff like cake and dog-free. So the biggest surprise for me was the word count. It was my output. I wrote 10,709, yes, 10,709 words. I had to double check because I'm just like, that's bizarre, that's insane. And I would have been thrilled if I got half as much. And now I'm just very happy with where I am in the story, very happy with some of the decisions I made, some of the changes I went from my original outline, and just really happy with today. I'm so happy I decided to do this experiment. It is so worth it. It is so worth trying. And just seeing how you do and seeing how you push yourself. I had a really productive window in the morning, basically, let's say 8 to 12 was good. And then I had a big second wind from 4 to 5. And I'm just very happy with how today went. It was so much better than I expected. It totally feels like a win. It's just, I'm blown away by how good it feels to just sit and write when I dedicate the time to it and I just say no to every other part of my life and say, this is my writing time and it's protected. I totally exceeded my expectations and I felt really good about it. So I don't know, I'm hoping that from now on I will remember, and maybe this will finally let it sink in, that I need to fence off time for my writing that I protect. And I think it was really good that I did this first thing in the morning and I knew that today this was on my to-do list, rather than allowing other things to infiltrate and tear away chunks of my time. The hardest moment was around lunch, where I just had the worst carb coma. I did not think through my food. And I feel like all of this was a success because I set myself up for success ahead of time. Things like having the right snacks and having enough water and everything to keep me hydrated, that really helped. I don't think I would have gotten this far or even lasted as long if I hadn't prepped for it. As far as doing this again, yeah, I think I would do it again. I don't know, maybe once every couple months, maybe once a month, when I really want to get a good push and a good boost on my writing. I think I would do this, just have a writing day. It's almost encouraging me to do a writing retreat where it's just me and my books and nothing else and no other interference. So yeah, I think I would voluntarily lock myself in for another 12-hour stretch at some point. I don't know when. I don't know if this will be a regular part of my writing routine. But it was good. And the fact that I just kept going and kept pushing myself long after I would normally quit was so encouraging to see that I could do that. And I feel like maybe if you try that too, you'll find a lot of reserves in you and a lot of things, a lot of boundaries, emotional boundaries or any other kind of boundaries that you impose on yourself rather than actual boundaries to your creativity. I feel like this is a great experiment to try. In general, I think through experimentation is where your learning thrives. You get to learn more about yourself and you get to learn more about what works for you and how to move forward and what you can do next. I was terrified this morning and I feel so encouraged now. I feel so hopeful. I am quite close to the midpoint. I've got, I think, like 8 more scenes until I get to the midpoint, and that's just, I'm very happy with that. I think maybe part of my creative process right now has to do with these big lock-ins and these intense bursts rather than a sustained creative practice. I don't know if this is going to change how I approach writing moving forward in general, but I feel like it's been a great lesson. I mean, when I woke up this morning, I was terrified. I thought that 12 hours was going to just be impossible. I thought that I'd abandon it halfway through, or that I couldn't get into the story, or that being burnt out and overwhelmed by everything in life meant that I'd have nothing left to give. But I was so wrong. I was so wrong. I wrote a lot, and some of it was terrible, and some of it was good, and some of it is rough, and some of it I'm actually quite proud of. So I think this matters. I think it matters that you take a minute and dedicate it to yourself and your creativity just to see what happens. Some hours I was just flying through and some felt like they were dragging, but I felt like the biggest takeaway is that I did it. And that matters, not because of the word count, and yes, it does matter for that, but it matters so much more because even though I'm depleted, even though I was scared, even though I'm overwhelmed and I'm at like capacity with life, I proved to myself that I can do something and I can still show up and I can still try. And sometimes trying, even when you're uncertain, is the bravest thing you can do. So if you're watching this and you're scared of your own capacity and you're scared that you have nothing left to give, you might surprise yourself. We're creative people and we have a lot to give. So yeah, let me know. Let me know if this has encouraged you to lock yourself in for a certain amount of time. It doesn't have to be 12 hours, but if you lock in, let me know how it goes and what your takeaways are. Thank you for watching, as always, and I'll see you again next week for our April wrap-up. And if you're curious about any of the other experiments I've done, probably the hardest one I did was Brandon Sanderson, so I'm going to leave that one linked over here, and you can check out the full playlist of experiments up there. I'll see you next week.